Hi everybody, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Rhoda. Today I'm going to be taking you through all the products I tried in August and if I have had enough time to play around with them and make sure that I have some solid final thoughts. I will be talking about them in this video. If I have not, I will leave them for September. Most of the products that I'm talking about today, I've done dedicated reviews for or have talked about them more extensively and in more detail in maybe a Sephora haul or a try new makeup video over the past month. So I will leave those ones linked below if you want just a little bit more in-depth and detail about each of these products. So I'm going to take you through all these products in a speed style review and let you know my final thoughts. I only have one hair care product to talk about for this month, and it's the WELLA Ultimate Repair Miracle Hair Rescue. It's a leave-in spray that you put in your hair when it's wet and you come out of the shower. And what I love about this is that it's just so lightweight. It doesn't weigh my hair down. I have extremely fine hair, and I find that even the slightest heaviness from a leave-in conditioner or anything added to my hair after the shower can really weigh it down or make it, get greasier or sometimes even drier much more quickly than it normally would. This one, my hairdresser used on me last time I went to go get my hair done, and I loved it. I loved the way my hair felt. And so I decided to pick one up for myself to use at home. You can get it on Amazon. I'll try and link it below. But this one I really have been loving. This is a little mini size and I used it up. It's not very big. I just wanted to continue to use it because sometimes when you're at the hairdresser, everything seems to work a little bit better than it does at home. I don't know why, but it does. I definitely will be repurchasing this. This is an empty. I have a pile of empties that I'm collecting, and when I have enough, I'm going to be doing an empties video for you, but I don't have enough products to actually put a whole video together yet, so this one will be in that pile and I'll talk about it again in that video. All right, moving on to the makeup. It was a doozy of a month, I tell you. I didn't realize how much I tried in August, so I'll try to whip through these as quickly as possible. Not makeup exactly, but makeup adjacent are the Rare Beauty Fine Comfort Under Eye Patches. Actually, let me take them out so I can show you. So they come in these individual packs. I'll open it up so you can see the sides of them because that's what I really love about them. So they come attached to this. You peel them off and then you put them under your eyes. I just want to show you against here how large they are. They cover a really big area, which I love, especially if you like to do your shadow while you have your patches on. Do your shadow first and then do the rest of your face. I did that today. So I love them. They don't slip and slide off of your face. They stay put. I love the little Rare Beauty logo design that they have on them. Again, love the shape. They leave your under eyes feeling very hydrated, but it's not like wet and sticky or anything like that. They just, plump them up a little bit. And I've really been loving using these. Great find. I have two foundations and one skin tint to talk about for the month of August. The first one being this magical Dior stick. I use the shade 2.5N. I have used it a few times on my channel. It is a tad too light for me for my summer tan, but will be perfect in the fall very soon. But what do I want to say about this gorgeous stick foundation? I'm wearing it today, and I just love the way that it looks. This foundation, you can apply directly to your face. You can pick it up with your brush. It is hydrating, but not too hydrating. For a stick, sometimes they can be drying. This one is the opposite, but not in the swinging the pendulum all the other way. It does provide a beautiful hydration, a natural finish with a slight luminosity. It's so beautiful, so easy to use, blends right into the skin, so lightweight, so gorgeous. It dries down. It is not sticky. You can powder it if you get shiny in certain areas, but you don't have to powder this foundation, and I am completely and totally in love with it, especially just for ease of use. Slap this puppy on, you are good to go. Truly, I don't feel like I have anything on my face at all, and it has a medium coverage, buildable in the areas that you need to build it. A++++++++++. All right, up next is the new Patrick Ta foundation. Lots of mixed reviews about this one. This is what I'm going to say about this one. I like it. I don't love it. I like it because it goes on so smoothly. Your skin just looks so healthy and beautiful. It looks amazing, nice, buildable to a medium coverage, and looks fantastic. nice luminous glow. It's very hydrating, smoothing, all of the great things. What I don't like about it is that it does not dry down. So I'm left with a sticky face if I do not powder. So it's a little bit finicky for me to my liking, meaning I have to do a whole bunch of other things to make sure that this lasts all day and that it's not sticky and my hair's not sticking to it and it doesn't transfer. All of that stuff that can happen when a foundation doesn't dry down. So for that reason, because I have so many disclaimers on it, it's not my favorite. It's also extremely expensive. It is $81 Canadian. And so for that reason, it's not my favorite. It's not a bad foundation at all. If you are dry, if you have dry skin, you'll absolutely love it. This will work for normal to maybe combination. If you're oily, I don't know if this would work for you just because it is so extremely hydrating and extremely luminous and extremely wet. It will not dry down. It's a good foundation. It's a nice foundation if you don't mind powdering your whole face. And I mean powdering your whole face. If you do, it does have lasting power. It does, because when I did my wear test, I left an area on my face that I did not powder and it did fade by the end of the day, which doesn't surprise me at all because it just comes right off when you touch it when it's not powdered. So great in some ways and in other ways not so great. So that's why it's not a love for me. It's a like, and I'm really not sure if I'm going to hang on to it. I'm not. Although I do love how it looks. I love how it looks on the skin. So that's why I'm kind of torn on this one. Next up is the Sephora Reveal the Real Soft Radiant Skin Tint. So this is like $29, really good price point. I had a really hard time picking my shade. There are not a lot of neutrals to pick from, and there isn't a light medium option. So I went with the darkest of the light because the lightest from the medium was still not working for me. So pick this up. I love the way that this goes on. It looks beautiful. It's not matte. It's not too radiant either. Beautiful, right in the middle, natural finish. Looks great. The only thing I will say is that I had to go in maybe like 4 squeezes to be able to finish my whole face because I had to build it up because it is quite a light coverage. And I prefer more of a medium coverage. You can build it up though, but my skin seemed to eat it up. And so I had to go in several times in order to build this skin tint to the level of coverage that I wanted. Now, this would be great if you only need one very thin light coverage layer. I have nothing negative to say about it at all, other than the shade range. It's hard to find a shade. And the fact that it's very light, and if you want to build it up, you will go through all this product very quickly. Other than that, it looks beautiful on the skin. It was long lasting, very nice. Will I use this? Yes, I will use it. Will I pick it up again? Probably not, only because it's a little bit too light of a coverage for me. And in order to build it up to get it to the coverage that I want, as I mentioned, I will go through this in a flash. So, but other than that, it's a really great skin tint and a really great price point. Moving on to concealer now, Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I first picked up the mini here in Natural Beige, way too yellow, way too dark for me. Then I went and picked up the Light Beige, which works a little bit more, still runs a little bit on the yellow side. I fear I will have a very hard time finding a shade that works for me in this line. And I would go through the trouble if I loved it that much. I find it to be just a tad on the heavy side for me. I have a lot of fine lines. For my eyes, it didn't look terrible. It has a very good coverage. It's closer to a full coverage for me, but it's, like I said, it feels a little bit heavy. Feels and kind of looks a little bit heavy, although it does a great job of concealing. So for that reason, it's not a bad concealer. I can see a lot of people loving this if they don't have too much going on under their eyes, or if they are looking for, a heavier coverage concealer. I can see people really liking it. If you can find your shade in it, like I said, it runs very yellow, but it's really not for me. Oh, but this concealer here, this Tarte Maracuja Creamy Creaseless Concealer, shade 29N, I have on my face today. This concealer First of all, a little bit goes a very long way, so be careful, don't put too much. Start with a little bit and then you can build it up to the coverage that you want. It is smooth, it is natural, it is not heavy, it is not cakey, but it covers all of your sins. This is so beautiful. I'm so very impressed with this concealer. I was shocked when I did my review and full day wear test of this concealer, and I continue to use it because I keep on expecting it to do something wrong, and it just doesn't ever disappoint. This is such an incredible concealer, and now I have to put it up against my favorites from this past year, like the Fenty and the Danessa Myricks. Those are my top two so far this year. So I'm gonna have to wear them side by side and see what's going on, because this one I'm reaching for all the time, and it lasts. It's smooth. It's not too thick. It's liquidy, but it's not too liquidy. It stays in place. You don't need a lot of it to get the desired effect under your eyes, as close to creaseless, my goodness, that I have seen. And so this one is an A+++++. I also tried the color corrector, the Maracuja Creamy Creaseless Corrector. I tried the shade Peach. It is a little bit on the pinkier side for me. It is brightening. It's okay. It's not bad. But for me, I have a lot of darkness under my eyes, and it wasn't as effective as some other of my favorite color correctors are. So it's not bad, but it's not something that I think I'll hang on to and use, only because I'll reach for others that I find do a better job under my eyes. Bad, no. Color, a little off. Formula is good. It's really good, but I need a little bit more help under my eyes. So, it's not bad, but not for me. Okay, let's move on to bronzer. I tried the Ilia Sun Shift Cream Bronzer. This is in the shade Rise. It's so gorgeous. It's so, so gorgeous. It's got this gold reflection in it, but it's not sparkly at all. You would not need a highlighter if you use this, but again, it's not sparkly. It's got that gold coming through, and it's just so luminous and beautiful. And formula-wise, perfection. It goes on like a cream, but it dries down to a powder, and it's beautiful. This shade in particular, Rise, although it grew on me when I first applied it, it looked a little bit on the red side, and it looked a little bit dark for what I prefer, but it is definitely growing on me. This is beautiful, beautiful. If you love a luminous bronzer, like the Giorgio Armani, which I love so, so very much, but you want it in a cream form that dries down, beautiful. I love this. Next up is this Dior bronzing stick. I picked it up when I picked up the foundation stick, and this is the shade 02 Tan. It's the only warmer of the 4 sculpting stick shades available. The other 3 are kind of on the cooler side. They are more contoury type shades. This one was the only one that was on the warm side of things. This is just like the foundation, creamy, easily blendable. You don't need a lot. It's quite pigmented. It lasts all day, blends in gorgeously. I'm wearing it today. I absolutely love it. You can apply it directly to the face. I kind of like picking it up with a brush and building up from there because it's so pigmented. If you kind of get it on there, if you put a little bit too much, you'll have to work a little bit harder to kind of make sure it's blended in properly. But you can definitely do that if that's your jam, for sure. But this, very, very good. They knocked it out of the park with the foundation and this bronzing stick, Dior, killing it. And I did review this one also in my dedicated review and wear test along with foundation if you want to check it out. Only tried one new blush in August. I know, right? Weird. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Let me double check. No, it was the only one. But what a goodie. This is the Merit Flush Balm in Stockholm. This shade right here that I am completely and totally in love with. These are so easy to use. Just a flush of color on your cheeks. They go on directly to the face. You can use your fingers. You can use a brush. You can do whatever you want. They're so natural looking. They leave a gorgeous, gorgeous color on your cheeks, and they last all day. Did I mention that? And they're gorgeous. I adore them. I love the packaging. I love everything about them. You can also use them on your lips. I'm not today. I am wearing it as a blush today. Been loving this so very much. I recently did a blush ranking video, and even though this had been a very recent purchase before I did that video, this definitely made the list and quite high up there, you know? By the way, for those of you who know, I'm still waiting for my YSL liquid blushes to arrive. It has been, let me do the math, over 3 weeks. Over 3 weeks. I do have a link, a tracking link, and it says item cannot be found. So will it ever get here? I don't know. That's a mystery. If it does finally get here, or I ordered 3 shades. I will certainly test them out and let you know, but it'll probably be next year. Let's quickly talk about brows, shall we? I lamented about this in my previous video. Glossier Boy Brow Arch. I used the shade Warm Dark Brown. I love this so much. It glides on so perfectly. You can use the angled tip to create a precise line and then flip it around, use the flat side to fill in the rest of your brow. I got the most gorgeous brow using this pencil. Problem is, I could only use it 6 or 7 times, something like that. Maybe like we have a week's worth in here. And I mentioned in that video that I was looking everywhere to see if I could find how much product was actually in here. And one of my subscribers, lovely subscribers, did the sleuthing for me. I think she checked on, where was it? I think Space NK in the UK. And she found that this has 0.05 grams of product in here, in comparison to the Rare Beauty that has 0.08 grams, the Dior Show Brow Styler that has 0.09 grams. I love that one, by the way. Highly recommend. It's just as good as this one, except, you know, it's just a pointy pencil. It doesn't have like the ability to fill in as quickly and nicely as this one. But that's nor here nor there. It's not a comparison. We're not talking about that. I'm trying to stay focused here. This is so good, but my goodness, there's just not enough product in it. Really sucks. And thank you so much to that subscriber who did that research for me. I really appreciate it. Okay, moving on to eyeshadow. This is the Makeup Forever Artist to Go mini palettes, 6-band palettes. This one is Forever Walnut, or no, not Forever Walnut, Wherever Walnut. I love this packaging so much. It's so compact, so cute. Love this color story. I did say when I used this in a video, I only used this side of the palette and that I wanted to play with this side of the palette and see how smoky I could get it and how versatile this color story is, but I haven't had a chance to do that. So based on formula alone, it's beautiful. You're not gonna get a very impactful, crazy look from it. No, you are not, but it's a gorgeous everyday palette. I will come back to it in a future video because I really do want to play around with it. I will definitely be hanging on to it, and hopefully I can get to this side of the palette very soon and let you know in a future video. But overall, it's a great little palette. You can't go wrong with it. Like I said, formula-wise, gorgeous, everyday palette. Not impactful, nice, soft, sheeny, beautiful, wearable palette. And I love it. I wasn't going to include the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette in this video, so I'm just going to quickly touch upon it. Just want to show you quickly. Here is the palette, and you know, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous, but I do want to play around with it a little bit more just to see how diverse I can get the looks from this palette. But even if I can't, I'll tell you that I love it because the formulas are great. I'm wearing it today. I tried using this bottom row that I couldn't wait to get my hands into, and I love the look. The formulas just glide right on. They're very beautiful. Am I getting as impactful and like shiny as I normally do from Natasha? I mean, it doesn't look as much as it looks like in my mirror. I'm not seeing it in the monitor. I'm really not. So it is gorgeous. I love it, but I just want to play around with it just a little bit more. And I did say that I would do another video, maybe doing a couple more looks with this palette. So stay tuned for that because that's in the works. Quick mention in this video, because I'm sure I'll mention it again, probably in my September roundup when I have a chance to play with it a little bit more and give you my final thoughts solely based on the versatility. Because as far as formula goes, you know, It's there. It's great. Wonderful. Love, love. And I love that it's quite neutral. It is quite neutral. It's not as warm as one would expect based on the title, you know, the name of it. It's not a title, it's a name. I need a warm. So you can get warm, but you know, it's not all warm. And it is really, really neutral, leaning warm. And so I'm loving it. Just wanted to quickly mention it in this video. I tried two mascaras this past month. The Sephora Love the Lift mascara. I picked up a mini. And I have to say this is a very solid, very nice mascara. It's lifting and it's lengthening, but it's not volumizing. I love and need volume, but I love the wand on this. I love that it's not too wet of a formula. And it's so very easy to control. You know, it's a little bit of a curved wand, quite traditional looking kind of wand. But like I said, easy to control, grabs onto your lashes. It doesn't transfer onto your upper lid, which I love so much. So for an everyday fluttery kind of eyelash, this is solid and I really, really like it. Oh, Miss Charlotte, okay, exaggerize. This is the other mascara I tried. I tried it a couple of times, 2-3 times. So third time was a little bit better. This is the third time. I am wearing it today because I really wanted to give it a chance. It's okay. I don't love this mascara. It does lift and it does lengthen. I'll give it that much, but it does not volumize. And it is a volumizing mascara. And so for me, especially at this price point, how much is it? It's $39.50. Let's say 40 bucks, okay? Canadian for this mascara. Now, it is the packaging beautiful, glass, heavy, luxurious looking, very, very nice. But, you know, today I used it with a primer, my Milk eyelash primer, which did help it a little bit. But again, I can get a lot more dramatic lashes and a lot more volume from my Jones Road mascara, from my YSL Lash Clash mascara, several others that I could name that kind of do a better job than this. So is it bad? No. It didn't smudge or anything like that. Which is also a plus for it. So again, it's just not, I don't get the desired effect that I prefer on my lashes with this mascara, but it's not bad. It's okay. I tried one highlighter last month. This is the Ilia Light Shift Cream Highlighter. I picked up the shade Glint. It's like a soft champagne. It's a cream that also dries down to a powder. I picked this up along with the Ilia bronzer that I talked about earlier. It is absolutely stunning. You can apply it with your fingers. You can apply it with a brush. I'm wearing it today. It is impactful, but it is subtle at the same time. It just blends right in. It is not glittery at all. It just gives you a beautiful glow. I also love using it in the inner corner, just picking it up with a little pencil brush and adding it there. I'm not wearing it today. This is the I Need a Warm palette that I have on my eyes, but definitely a beautiful highlighter. I love it. For lip liner, I tried the Fenty Traced Out Longwear Waterproof Lip Pencils. I picked up two. Can you tell which one I've been using more? This one, this pink one, is called Thugs Blush 2, and this more neutrally brown one is called Peanut Butter. And let me quickly swatch them. This one is Thugs Blush 2. This one is Peanut Butter, so that you can see the shades there. I'm wearing Peanut Butter today, and this is what I have to say about these lip liners. They are creamy, they glide on like a dream, and when they dry down, they don't go anywhere. And I love them so, so very much. Some people have been saying they might be a little too creamy to be able to get a precise line. I have not found that to be true. I think you can sharpen them. Of course, they're not twisties. Sometimes when they're twisties, it's hard to get a point on them in order to be precise when you're applying it. But if you can sharpen these, like look at the point I have on this one. I had no problem applying it in a very precise way, and it dried down and it's going to be there all day. I promise you that. I have used, as you can see, I used the pink one a little bit more than this one. This one is a little bit warm for me, but I still love it and I still am using it. Highly recommend these ones, highly. For lipstick, I tried this beauty, the NARS Explicit lipsticks. These are a classic classic satin lipstick. They glide on beautifully. They feel very comfortable. They're long lasting. They're not matte. They're not too shiny. They are right in the middle and they're gorgeous. The shade range is superb. They are magnetic. They have a magnetic closure and they're refillable as well. You cannot go wrong with these except for the price. They're a little bit pricey. I will tell you that. I picked up 3 shades. I had to hold myself back because I wanted all of them. All of them. So let me quickly swatch the 3 shades that I picked up. This is Envy, and I'm wearing Envy today. This is Envy, this is Exposed, and this is Adulterous, and I love them all. I love them all. This is the one I'm wearing today. This one I wear a lot with the Fenty Thugs blush too. Love that combo. And I love Peanut Butter combined, which I'm wearing today, combined with both Envy and Exposed. And I love these lipsticks so much. They're so basic. They're so basic, but there's something in that formula. They're just perfect. I love them. I want to quickly touch on the new Mario powder. It's not part of this speed reviews yet, but I do want to talk about it really quickly because I did use it for the first time in a trying new makeup video that I put up maybe like a few days ago, maybe 5 days ago. And when I put it on, the first time I ever used it, it just looked so gorgeous and I loved it. And I said, so far, so good. Hopefully nothing tragic happens by the end of the day, which it did. There was some funkiness going on my face, especially around here. It was kind of breaking up and clumpy almost. It was just so strange because it just looked so perfect when I first put it on. And so I wasn't sure if it was the foundation I was using, the primer I was using, because I used the Huda primer, the Patrick Ta foundation, and then this powder on top because I have to powder that Patrick Ta foundation as I mentioned earlier. And so I thought perfect opportunity to try this new powder because I had to powder all over. And like I said, when I first applied it, it looked really, really great. At the end of the day, I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. And so I did pin a comment at the top of that video and just said, hold up on the powder. So I am wearing it today. As you can see, it's beautiful. It's blurring. It's so very finely milled. It's soft, natural looking. It's not heavy, lightweight, gorgeous. And I don't see anything wrong with it. So again, I did say I was going to immediately try it again, but I didn't have a chance to because my daughter was so sick, so sick for the past few days. And I didn't get a chance to use it again. This is my second time trying it, okay? And so by the time I post this video, I will have had worn it all day and see if the same thing happens. Right? So we know I'm not wearing any primer today. Didn't wear any primer at all. And I'm using the Dior foundation stick for foundation. And that is all. Okay. So we know that. And so I will definitely pin a comment when I upload this video and I will let you know if second time around, it did not do all of that really weird stuff that I've never seen a powder do. Ever, ever, ever. So I just really wanted to bring that up in this video and let you know. One of you I know went out and bought it and was like, oh no, I have to return it now. Don't return it yet. Don't return it yet. I really, really want to make sure that it wasn't some fluky weird thing that happened that day. Okay, so that's that on this powder. All right, that's it. That's all for this speed reviews for August. I really hope you find these helpful. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments down below. Everything in this video, everything I have on my face will be linked in the description box. Ask any questions that you have. I'm always in the comments and try not to miss anything. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. That would be awesome. Hit the bell button so that you're notified every time I do post a video, and the like button really, really helps me out. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.